All right, guys. These are your assignments for the week. I posted them a couple days ago. There are 3 Nearpods because one of them has 2 parts to it. So you have 9.6 and 9.7 Nearpods. You also have 2 big ideas assignments. So I'm going to be going over chapter 9.6 today and 9.7, most of 9.7 today. And then you have these assignments here to do.
Unknown caller.
Also,
Unknown caller.
I have your chapter 8, or I'm sorry, chapter 9 test up. Looks like some people are already in it. On period 2, let me make sure it's open for your class. Let's see, chapter period 3. Okay, you guys should be able to get into the test, I do believe. Let me check and make sure. It looks like you guys are in it already. Nope. All right, can you guys make sure you can get into the test? No, I'm gonna just leave it open until Saturday though, for you guys to finish it. I just want to make sure you can get in. Can you guys go to Google Classroom and click on the link and make sure you can get in? No worries. I think it should just been shared on there this morning. Did you find it? All right, how about now? Okay, and you guys can get in? All right, good. All right, so that's going to be due on Saturday, all right? And then I'll have the link up today for your chapter 9 test, all right? Okay, so I'm going to talk to you about chapters 9.6 and 9.7 today, and then I don't see you again till Friday, so you need to have most of that work done before Friday. And I will go over the rest of 9.7 on Friday as well. And if you guys need any extra time, let me know. But I'm trying to make it so that you don't have any work over break because you go straight to spring break after I see you on Friday. Okay? It's a student activity day on Wednesday. Yeah, and I completely forgot it was a student activity day. I thought I was seeing you on Wednesday, and yeah, so just make sure that you have everything done by Saturday morning at the very, very latest, because I will be putting grades in Saturday. So, all right, so I'm going to do 9.6, and I'm going to be talking about this. So I'm going to be talking about solving a right triangle, which is down here. And that just means that you get all three angles and all three sides. So you have the measurements of the sides and the degrees of the angles. And the inverse of trigonometric ratios, wow, is basically what we're going to be talking about. The inverse means that it has this -1 above it. So it looks like it's tangent to the -1, but it's the inverse of tangent. The inverse of sine, the inverse of cosine. So that gives you the degree of the angle. So I'm going to show you how to do that on the calculator today too. And I'm going to be talking about the area of a triangle, and I'm going to be talking about the laws of sine. I won't talk about the laws of cosine until Thursday, or I'm sorry, Friday. All right, so let me go to, not that, this. All right, so this is a 30, 60, 90 triangle, the special triangle. So remember, the formula was that BC, this side here, was x, the hypotenuse was 2x, and the other leg was x times the square root of 3. So they want you to find out which angle has the cosine of 0.5. So that means that we're either talking about angle A or we're talking about angle B, because angle C is your right angle. All right, and remember, it is going to be, cosine is going to be adjacent over hypotenuse. So for angle A, adjacent is the square root of 3, and for angle B, the adjacent is 1. So they're both going to be over 2. I need 1/2. So obviously it's going to be cosine B is going to be 1 over 2. Right? And they're going to show you that in a very drawn out way. So here's cosine A. It's hypotenuse over the adjacent, and that's 2. Then square root of -3 over 2. So adjacent over hypotenuse. When you put it in a calculator, you get 0.866. And then if I do the same thing over here with the cosine for B, I get 1 over 2, adjacent over hypotenuse, 1 over 2, and that is 0.5. Okay. Any questions with that? Okay. All right, so now we're going to be defining the angles using a calculator to approximate the measures to the nearest tenth of a degree. So I'm going to show you what that looks like, and let me find the calculator and put it in. There it is. The chat. So there is your calculator, all right? So if you were to go to the calculator, what they're doing, and let me split the screen here. Is they're finding the inverse, okay? So it looks like this on the calculator. So the measure of angle A is going to equal the inverse of tangent, 0.75. So when we put that into the calculator, I'm going to go over here to function, and I'm going to get tangent, and it says to the -1. So this tangent to the -1 means the inverse of tangent. So I hit that, I type in 0.75 and press enter. I get 36.86, and when they round it up, they get 36.9. Okay, so can you do that on your calculator for sine B, 0.87? So you'll go to function, to sine to the -1, which is the inverse of sine, and type in 0.87 and give me the number, please. Okay, so I'm gonna type in, hit sine to the -1 and type in 0.87 and I get 60.45. And they are going to round it up to 60.5. So good job, Chantel. All right, can you guys do cosine 0.15, please? Okay, so I do the same thing, cosine -1, type in 0.15, enter, and there it is. Okay, any questions? All right, good. All right, this is solving the right triangle, and basically I'm just going to break it down for you and show you what that means. So when they ask you to solve for the right triangle, they just mean that they want all the angles and all the sides. So I'm going to have angle A, angle B, angle C, and then the side opposite the angle is the lowercase letter. So the side opposite angle C is lowercase c. The side opposite the angle A is lowercase a. And then this would be lowercase b. So then I would also have side A equals, side B equals, and side C equals. So these are my 6 pieces that I need to solve a triangle. So A is 3, B is 2, angle C is 90 degrees. So basically what I have is these 6 items here. Okay. So these are my angles, and these are my sides. And once I have these 6 answers, then I'm done solving this problem, okay? So I have just these 2 sides here. So what I'm going to do is use the Pythagorean theorem to find the hypotenuse. So I'm going to have 3 squared plus 2 squared equals c squared. Okay, so that's going to be 9 plus 4. 9 plus 4 is 13. And then the square root of 13. So that's approximately 3.6. So that means that I can come over here and say that C equals 3.6. So I've got 3.6. So now I'm just missing these 2 angles. Okay, and at this point I can say, well, I know that the measures of the angles of a triangle add up to 180. I've already got a 90-degree angle, so I know both of these are going to be less than 90 and add up to 90. So now I'm going to find angle B right here. So I can do that by using this formula right here. So tangent -1, 2/3. Let me show you where they got that from. Okay, so tangent, remember, that's going to be opposite and adjacent that they're using. So that's the 2, which is right here, and the 3, which is right here. Okay, they put tangent -1, 2/3 into the calculator and got 33.7. So let me show you what that looks like. Okay, so I'm going to clear all. Tangent -1, right? So this is the inverse of tangent. And I'm going to do 2 divided by 3. And there I get my 33.69. So it's 33.7. Okay. So that's how they get that. Okay, so then I can come up here and put for angle B 33.7. Okay, so now I can just subtract 33.7 from 90 to get my final angle. And I get 56.3. And now I have all 6 pieces of my triangle. All 3 angles and all 3 sides. And that's it. Okay? Yes. All right, let me erase this. All right, so we're going to solve another right triangle here. So now I have got the 25 degrees, 90 degrees. I can get this angle G as well. So I'm going to make my chart again. So I've got angle G, angle H, and angle J. And then I've got side G, side H, and side J. So this is side J. Okay, so what I have so far is angle H is 25 degrees. Angle J is 90 degrees. So how much is angle G? Yep, 65 degrees. Okay, and side J is going to be 13. So now I only need these other 2 sides. So that means that I have this angle here, H is 25 degrees. I have the side opposite and I have the side adjacent. So since I have the hypotenuse, I can use sine and cosine to get these 2. Okay, so I'm going to use opposite over hypotenuse to get side, to get one of the sides here. So I'm going to have the opposite is H over 13. So I'm going to multiply the 13 by sine 25. So I have 13 sine 25. So I find out that that side is 5.5. So I can put in 5.5, and now I'm going to do G. I'm going to do the same thing, but with cosine. So I'm going to have G over 13. So it'll be 13 cosine 25 that I put into the calculator, and I end up with 11.8. And so now I have my 6 pieces all right here, 3 sides and 3 angles. Okay, any questions with that? No, the test is 100 points. Did I actually I did do that, huh? Yeah, it's gonna be a percentage. So each one is worth 1 point, but whatever your percentage is, it's out of 100 points on the test. All right, so this you're just going to be using a calculator for. So let me pull this over here. All right, so I've got tangent 150 degrees, okay? So in order to do that, I am going to put in tangent 150, and I should get, the negative 0.577, and that's what you would put in there, okay? So can you guys do that for sine 120 degrees, please? Okay, so if I do sine 120, it's 0.866. So can you guys do that for cosine 95 degrees, please? Yeah, so cosine 95, press enter, and there we go. All right, nice job. All right, area of a triangle. Do you guys remember the area of a triangle was base times height? All right, I'm sorry, times 1/2. 1/2 base times height. Okay, so this is going to be what we're going to use this time. It's similar. So this is the area of the triangle. Okay, so this formula right here. So 1/2 B times C times sine A. So basically how that works out is you have B and you have C, okay? And then you've got your 135 degrees for sine A, okay? So on a calculator, you're gonna put 17 times 19 and divide it by 2, and then do the sine 135 degrees. Okay, so it would come up to 114.2. So let me pull up the calculator. Let me make this smaller. Okay, so you'd have 17 times 19, which equals 323. So you do 323 divided by 2, and you get 161.5. Okay, so then I am going to do that times sine 135. So sine 135 times, whoops. Times 161.5. And there's your 114.19, which is 114.2. Okay, any questions? I'm sorry. All right, one more time and then I'll let you guys go. All right, so here I have 115 degrees. For this angle, I have two sides, right? So I need to find the other sides. Let me write in what each side is. So this is going to be side little a, and this is going to be side little b. That's side C. You've got your angle measurements. Okay. So we're going to use the law of sines. So this is the law of sines. You're just cross multiplying. So you have sine B over side B equals sine A over side A. And I'm going to color it for you so it makes sense. Okay, so sine, here, let me do this color, sine A. So that's this part right here over side A, which is this right here. And sine B, which is this, over side B, which is this part right here. Okay. So then when I do that, you can see that everything matches up. So I have my 11 from here. I have my sine 115 degrees from here. I have my 20 from here. And then finally, my sine B. Now, they're not going to show you the next step, so I'm going to show it to you. They're going to cross multiply, okay? So they're going to get 20 times sine B equals 11 times sine 115. Okay, so now I'm going to divide everything by 20 so that I can get sine B by itself. That's going to cancel, and I'm just going to have sine B equals this amount here. And now they're going to show you the rest of the steps. So there it is. So now I'm going to put 11 sine 115 into the calculator. And then I'm going to divide it by 20. Okay, so let me show you how that works out, because this part's a little tricky. So I'm going to clear everything. Okay, so I'm going to have 11 sine 115. And I'm going to get 9.969, okay? So basically, I'm going to have this number divided by this number here, but I have to put it into sine -1. So I'm going to go to function, sine of the -1, which is the inverse of sine. Okay, and I'm going to do 9.9 divided by 20. And that is my angle measurement. And oops. So I got 29.669. And there it is. All right. Let me pull this off. Okay, so if I have that, I also am going to now have my other angle measurement because I have 115, I have 29.9, and now I'm going to have 35.1. So now I just have to find the other side, okay? So the other side. So let's see, where am I? Angle B. So I can go ahead and write in that this is 29.9 degrees. This is going to be 35.1 degrees. So now I have 11, I have 20. I just need this one last side here, okay? So I can use the law of sines to find this last side. So I'm going to mark it up for you so that you can see exactly what's going on. So I am going to be having, let's make sure I use the same color. So sine A, which is 115 degrees, side A, okay, sine C, which is this here, over, let's go with this color, C. So that's going to be this side here that we don't have. I'm going to cross multiply. So here's my C. Here's my sine C. Here's my A. And here's my sine A. Cross multiply, I'm going to get C times sine 115 equals 20 sine 35.1. Okay, so they left out that one step. I'll show you it again. So when I cross multiply this here, I get C sine 115 equals 20 sine 35.1. Divide everything by sine 115. Okay, so that crosses this out. So then I have C equals. Okay, and I throw it in the calculator and I get 12.7. So this final side is 12.7. You're going to be able to use the calculator on it. You'll be fine. Trust me. Okay, plus I've given you all week to do the test. So, yeah. All right, that's where I want to stop today. Okay, it sounds a lot harder than it is. Just use the calculator, okay? And use this calculator. Desmos is probably the easiest trig calculator I've found. All right. So you guys have, where did it go? Not that. These assignments and then your test. And if you don't have any questions, you can go ahead and go. Otherwise, I'll stay on here for you.